Hi, my name is Kimberly. I am a resource elementary teacher at the Escambia County School System. In my job as a resource teacher, I work with K through 5 students on a daily basis with reading, writing, math. Basically anything that the teachers need me to do, I am available to do for them. So I work with the teachers after school at times and sometimes during their planning periods. We work together. They bring in the content. They tell me what they want the students to learn. I work with them to get the technology infused into the lessons. Each semester I work with a different grade level. I'm lucky enough to work with iPads with the students. We do ELA standards, the English Language Arts standards. I use the iPads with them to bring out their writing and their reading skills. Some days I pull students out of classrooms and they come into my lab to work. Other days I collaborate with teachers and I go in to help them to implement the lesson plans that we've collaborated on together to better help the students. In order to become a teacher, you're going to need a 4-year bachelor's degree from any accredited college. You will need to successfully complete student teaching. You will also need to take whatever state certification they require in order to receive your license before you're able to go into the classroom. When I began teaching, I thought I knew it all. I thought from all the content that my professors had given me, my teacher prep and student teaching, I was ready to go into the classroom. But what I didn't know is that I had no idea. I needed to make sure that I was open, I was flexible, that I was a lifelong learner in order to complete the tasks that were placed in front of me. Students are ever changing, classrooms are ever changing, and as a teacher, I needed to be ever changing. So in order to do the job that I do today, I had to be able to learn new technologies. I needed to make sure that I stayed up on the new things that were occurring in our field. The best part of this job is knowing that I make a difference. Just imagine you have this little mind that is clean, that's ready to be molded, and you have that mind in your hands. So you take that child and you help them to become what our future is. So basically, I have our future literally in my hands. Now the worst part of the job is the blame that teachers have to take. When schools excel, we're rarely the ones that are celebrated. But when schools fail, we're always the ones that are to blame. Another difficult part of being a resource teacher is the different personalities that we have to work with. Our colleagues sometimes get stressed out, and sometimes we are always the ones, well, I won't say sometimes, I'll say most of the times we're the ones that have to deal with that. And a lot of people don't understand that we have our own stresses as well. I wouldn't say this was the worst part of my job, but it's definitely something that I often think about because I have to work with children or students that belong to other classrooms. I never get to have my own. And I miss that bond that I create with my students in my classroom and my students' parents in the classroom. There's something really special about that. You can take them a lot further when you have them the entire day and you're accustomed to their habits and they are accustomed to yours as well. So that being a resource teacher, make sure you think about that before you step into this role because you lose that identity, that classroom identity, which is a big part in enjoying the love of teaching. The best advice that I can offer to an aspiring teacher is to make sure you have the heart for teaching. You have to love this. It's not going to make you rich. It's not going to make you a superstar. You have to love it. When you walk into your classroom every day, you have to close those doors and say, it starts with me. That if these kids are going to be successful, it must start with me. You can't worry about what's on the outside. You can't worry about the administrator. You follow the rules, but you have to know that it starts with you, and that has to be in your heart. You might ask, well, how do I know that? If you have to ask that, then it's not there, because you just know. I've known all my life that teaching is what I'm supposed to do. And if you are a teacher, a true teacher, you know that as well. Another thing that you can do, make sure you find a good mentor. Not one that you find once you're on the job, but someone that's out there that's doing this, that you can follow, that's going to be honest with you and tell you the good, the bad, the ugly.